In last week's video, I shared with you guys my new camping gadget, the Jetboil. Now, this was something that had been recommended to me many times, and I finally just decided to go for it. And the last video was just sort of a unboxing, what comes with it, and we kind of, we went over pulling everything out and packing it back up and all that. But in this video, we're actually going to use it. We're going to fire it up. We're going to make some coffee because it's coffee time. Just got done with work. It's Wednesday. Need that recharge. You know what I mean? So rather than just making it on my French press here at home, I thought it's a good opportunity to make a video and share it with you guys. So enough of all that. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? My name is Andrew. This is my YouTube channel, Touring Midwest. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. We'll get on with this video. Alright, so first things first. I've already got the burner screwed on to the butane tank. I'm using the fuel tank stabilizer that comes along with the Jetboil. And this is going to be really nice for surfaces that may be a little uneven or whatever. It's going to give you a nice firm base, and the fuel tank does kind of wiggle around in here. This is not a Jetboil fuel tank, by the way. I don't know if this thing is specifically designed for their exact size tank or whatever, but there is a little bit of slop in here, but it is what it is. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and remove the lid from our Jetboil. Just set that aside for a moment. We're also gonna remove the bowl or the measuring cup from the bottom of the Jetboil. That just pops right off of there. We're going to set that aside. What we're going to do is we're going to fire this thing up. So I'm just going to give it a little turn here until I hear fuel. I'm going to hit the button, the igniter button, and we've got flame. So I've just gone ahead and filled my cup up with water, cold water. This is how much coffee I want, my giant mug that many of you have seen if you join my live streams. I've always got my coffee, unless it's brewski with drewski, then I don't have coffee. That could be brew also, right? But anyway, we're going to pour this into the Jetboil. I'm going to do it over here so in case I spill. Oh yeah, no problem. Like a boss. Pour that right in there, and then we're gonna line this up on the burner. Sets right down in there, and then you can kind of just give it a little turn just to lock it in place. I'm gonna put the cover on. So at this point, there's something that we do need to talk about. The boiling point for water is 212 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius for boiling. The ideal temperature for brewing coffee, though, is between 195 degrees and 205 degrees. So we don't really want to get this to the point of boiling, but there's not really a good way to tell unless you bring a small thermometer with. If you do, this is just a meat thermometer. I'm just going to drop this right in the center. And this way I can kind of keep an eye on the temperature. Your other option is to bring it to a boil and then just set it aside for a little bit so it can cool off. And we're up to about 130, 140 degrees. This is not turned up all the way. I could still go further. And I'm just going to let this get up to about 195 degrees, 200 degrees, something in there. And we'll be ready to start making our coffee. I don't know about you guys, but camp coffee is like one of my favorite things. And I've always used the percolator, but now we're going to do the Jetboil thing. I will say at home I have several methods of making coffee. I do pour over once in a while. I've got the mocha pot to make a little bit closer to an espresso style coffee or a Cuban style coffee, but I also have a French press, and that's by far my favorite way. That's what I have every single day, is French press coffee. So being able to do French press while I'm camping and having this nice little compact setup, I think it's probably going to work pretty good. Now this is getting pretty good here. We're going to shut it off. I think the water actually, you guys could probably hear that. It was kind of boiling a little bit. And the thermometer just reached 180 degrees, which is under the 195 to 200. So I think this thermometer might be off. So maybe that was a bad example, but if you get a thermometer that's actually accurate, you'd be good to go. And again, this is a meat thermometer, so maybe it reads different. I have no idea. Either way, we're going with that because it was boiling, so we know that boiling is 212 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and just give this a little twist, lift it off of the burner. We'll set the burner aside. Carefully remove the lid in case it's steaming. The lid does have vents and an opening here, like a sipper opening. We're going to call it that. So it does let some steam out, but there'll still be more as you take the cover off. So we're going to go ahead and add some coffee. Now this is freshly ground coffee. My dad actually hooked me up with this because he's got the coffee grinder. Gonna add a couple scoops because that's what I do. Freshly ground coffee. And they get their coffee from Sam's Club, so I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it, but they like it. So there you go. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So what we're going to do now is take the lid again and take the pusher for your plunger. I think that's what this is called, the plunger for your coffee press. And we're going to screw on the screen, the press part of the plunger. And this does go with the wording, the warning stuff face up, and they call these fingers. That's what Jetboil calls them, face down. So we're gonna put that into the cup. And try not to splash hot water all over yourself. And we're just going to kind of get this partway in so that we make sure that all the coffee grounds are submerged. And we're just going to let this sit for anywhere from like a minute to 4 minutes. And just depending on how strong you like your coffee. I like mine pretty strong. So I'm just going to kind of let this sit for a little bit and we'll get back to you. I have noticed also, I don't know if it's all fresh ground coffee or not, but this stuff, for instance, maybe it's just because my parents like a lighter blend of coffee than I do or whatever, but I have noticed that with this, I need to let it kind of sit for more on the longer side, where what I normally drink, I don't know if it absorbs faster or what the deal is, but usually I don't have to let that sit quite as long, so it might be more of the 1 to 2 to 3 minutes, where this probably 4 minutes at least. So, but we're probably pretty close now at this point, and it's just kind of a demonstration. I mean, I'm obviously going to enjoy this coffee right now, but it's kind of a demonstration. So we're going to go ahead and get on with this. I'm going to just go ahead and press it. Just press it. Press it nice and slow. All the way down, and you're hopefully going to trap most, or if not all, the coffee grounds down at the bottom. So we're ready. We're going to go ahead and pour this. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Nice and steamy and hot. get all the drips, all the goodness out of there. Good deal. It smells good. It tastes delicious. Yes. That is a winner, folks. That's how it's done. That's how the coffee press for the Jetboil works. Again, if you didn't see my last video, this is the Jetboil Minimo, which I just felt was a little more versatile for not just coffee but cooking in than something like the Flash, which is taller. So I'm pretty excited about this, and I'm hoping to find a lot of uses, a lot more recipes and things that I can make in the Jetboil to share with you guys, because we don't want to do freeze-dried MREs and we don't want to do instant coffee. We want to get out there and make fresh, good, delicious stuff the right way, right? And I know it's different. I'm not criticizing freeze-dried meals. I know that backpackers, that's something that works really good for backpackers. But we're motorcycle people. We're bikers, you know? We're motorcycle campers. I think this Jetboil Minimo is going to work out perfect for me. And I hope you guys enjoy these videos. Oh yeah. I'm telling you. Coffee lovers rejoice right now. Y'all have a good one. Stay safe out there as always. We'll catch you next time right here on Touring Midwest.